Hello, and thanks for watching. My name is Jen Zwink, and I am the host of Widow 180, the podcast. And I did an episode a couple of weeks ago. It was episode 86 of the podcast. And I was talking a little bit about some of the things that come up during the holidays as a widow, as a new widow. And I know for a lot of you, this is going to be your first holiday season without your spouse. And there are definitely some things that come up, some grief triggers that might not be expected. And so I wanted to talk about one of those today and some of the experience that I had in my first year. So I know that some of you are probably getting a little nervous, maybe starting to feel a little anxious about anticipating the holidays and maybe seeing family and friends that you haven't seen in a while. But I wanted to talk to you about the empty chair at the table. And I know I experienced this not just during the holidays. This was at like parties, events, and I'm telling you, I swear this went on for work conferences. Every single place that I went to, there was the empty chair next to me, staring me in the face and reminding me of the harsh reality of that what I was living. And this kept happening to me and kept happening to me. And so it was enough so that I wrote about it. I wrote a chapter in my book about it. This was the Widow's Holiday Guidebook, because seeing that empty chair every single time was always such a harsh reminder of what I was missing. And I would notice it out of the corner of my eye, and I could feel that empty chair just staring me down. And it hurt. It hurt. It was heartbreaking. So for those of you watching today and watching this video, anticipating Christmas and the holidays coming up, this might actually be a trigger for you as well. So I wanted to talk to you about what we can do with the empty chair, because you don't have to leave it empty. So what can we do with the empty chair? Instead of leaving it and doing nothing about it, you can choose to do something about it. In my book, I have a few options that I'm going to share with you today on what we can do with the empty chair. So the first one is you can frame a photo of your loved one and place it at that spot where they usually sit. Number 2 is light a candle and place it in the spot to honor your loved one. Number 3, fill it. Ask a friend or a family member to come and sit in that spot. Number 4, you can leave it empty and just sit next to that spot and just honor your person, acknowledge them, and think about them on that day. And number 5, you can place a flower in a vase at that spot at the table to honor your loved one. So these are just a few of the options that you can do to fill that empty chair, to acknowledge your person. And look, I know all of this is hard. It's so hard what you're going through right now. I know exactly how it feels. But if you can be prepared and prepare a little bit ahead of time for these things that might trigger you, it can make the day a little more bearable and a little more peaceful. So like I said, this is one of the things that I talk about in my new book, The Widow's Holiday Guidebook. It's 45 days of self-reflection, self-compassion, and self-care. It's a book that I started writing, and it actually kind of turned into a workbook. So it takes you through the last 45 days of the year, and each day is represented with a different piece of advice or tip or exercise or activity. Some days involve physical activity, and then some days are just relaxing and thinking about the holidays and journal prompts to write. Some days I call designated distraction days because we all need a break from grief. So in the book, I give you some ideas on things to do just to take a day off and relax. The book is meant to help honor those traditions and memories of the past. It's meant to bring awareness to the present and to what we're thinking and feeling each day, and to open your heart and your mind to the possibilities of an extraordinary future. So if you're interested in purchasing the book, you can go to www.widow180.com/books. And I'll go ahead and I'll put that link in the comments. I hope this video was helpful. Please share it with other widows or widowers who need some help this holiday season. And be sure and hit subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes.